guys, so I'm up here on the roof of my van. As you can see, this is my solar panel here. It's a 100-watt Rhenology panel. I've got it mounted. I basically bought these steel angle iron here with the holes in it. I bought I think an 8-foot or 10-foot length, cut it in half, and just got some simple U-bolts here and attached that track, that angle iron, to the roof rack, and then just screwed the solar panel to that metal bar there. So same thing on both sides. You can see those U-bolts there. Super simple. I'm going to go ahead and undo the front two, and then when I undo those front two here and here, I'll be able to tilt the whole thing up. So I'll show you what that looks like. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you how I tilt my panel. I basically take one end of it and remove the U-bolts. So there's just two nuts right here that I'm going to undo. They're kind of long bolts, so it takes a second to undo them. So I'll check back in when I got those undone. Alright, so now I'm on the other side here. I'm just going to remove this U-bolt as well. That way the two front ones are undone, and I'll be able to tilt the whole panel up to get it in the sun more. Also, while I'm over here, I know there's kind of a shadow, but you can see the cable here. It's just going in through a hole in the roof where I just put some sealant there so it doesn't leak or anything. And the rest of the wire is short enough to where it doesn't blow in the wind, and I have them zip tied together. So that's that. I'll show you once I got these undone, and I'll tilt it up for you. Okay guys, so this is really high-tech setup here. This is just a walking stick that I got from Walmart for like 10 bucks. It's adjustable, so I use it to prop up the solar panel. I'll show you how I do that. Get up here. I don't know if I can do this one-handed, but I'll show you. So I undid the front ones. I can do that either way. If I undid the back ones, I'd be able to tilt it the opposite way. It just all depends on how I'm parked and where the sun's at. So you can see that. That's what it looks like propped up. You can see I've got that walking stick just kind of propped up there. If it was really windy, I'd use a bungee cord and run a bungee cord there so it'd keep it from flapping forward. But I'll walk around and show you what it looks like propped up. That's from the back of the van there. So I'm not really parked at the best angle for this. This is just more for demonstration. But yeah, you can see that's what it's like there, propped up. It works super efficiently, guys. Super simple, easy. Let's see if I can show you this a little better this time. I'm just going to let this pole fall out like that, and then it just comes right down, guys, and then I just have to put those U-bolts right back on, and I'm good to hit the road again. Alright guys, so we're inside now, and this is my charge controller. It is a Morningstar is the brand, Morningstar Corporation. It's a ProStar model, the ProStar 30. I think they make a ProStar 15, a ProStar 30, and a ProStar 60. That's referring to the amps it can handle from your solar panels, and this is actually a 12 volt or a 24 volt. So as you can see, this one has the LED readout, and it basically just scrolls through. It lets me know where my volts are, 12.8 volts. How many amps are coming in through the solar panels, 2.3 amps. And then the load amps is if you had a load up here. I don't use that. I have two wires coming in here from the solar panel, positive and negative, and then a positive and negative wires going to my battery bank, which is, as you can see, that's kind of part of my little center here where I have my radio and port here to charge up my phones and stuff. And then down here behind my little closet storage area, I have the batteries in there behind that inverter. So everything's wired in a really close proximity for the shortest amount of wire runs, so I reduce any voltage loss as it's charging, so it's pretty efficient. Alright guys, so I want to show you my battery setup here, my battery bank. Hopefully we can get some light in here. I gotta stand out of the doorway. So this is a little box here that I normally have a top on it which seals off the top, and I have some vent holes drilled in the bottom here on the side, and basically lets fresh air in from the bottom side there, and then vents out this side here, which goes up to the front cab. And I always have my front windows cracked, so it's not the most ideal ventilation system, but it's working. What I'm going to be doing here next month, just waiting on getting a little bit more cash and materials, I'm actually going to drill a hole right through the side here that goes out the side of the van, and then from my top here I'll run a hose out that goes right out that and have a vent with a little fan. That way it's completely venting out the van completely. So that's that. These are two 6-volt deep cycle batteries. The brand name is US Battery. Let's see if we can get that there. US Battery, US 22. It does have the amp hours, 232 amp hours. I've got two 6-volt wired in, I believe it's series to make 12 volts. And as you can see, I've got my fuse block off to the side here, and I'm basically running power from the batteries to the fuse block, and then the fuse block I'm running off to all of my accessories, whether it's my fan, fantastic fan, fridge, everything's fused there. And then coming from over here, this is actually going through here to my charge controller right on the other side. You can see that's where the charge controller is. So it's a very short run from the charge controller down to the batteries. And then these wires here are coming in from my solar panels that are just right up on the roof here. So everything's really pretty close. I do have to get into here to add water to the batteries. So they are fine right now, but it's real simple. You just take this cap off. It's one cap for all 3 holes. You just lift it out, look at the level, add some distilled water if you need it. And then also coming directly off the battery, because this inverter is fused itself, I'm not going through the fuse block. I'm just going straight with a good thick 8-gauge wire straight to the inverter, and that's a super short run there. So I feel like I've got the maximum efficiency there. This little, $30 inverter, Walmart inverter, works fine for charging laptops. I plug in my electric shaver to charge it, my cell phone, my video cameras, and I have some just regular rechargeable batteries like AA's and AAA's. So it's it works fine. The only thing I could say is that if I had one more 100-watt panel, I would definitely have enough reserve power to charge my laptop, I think, a lot more consistently. As it sits, I can only do that every couple days, and if it's cloudy, I can't really do it at all. And that's because I'm running my fridge all the time. If I didn't have a fridge, I would probably have enough power with just what I have to charge my laptop all the time. And I do listen to satellite radio. That's my little satellite radio thing there. That doesn't use too much power, but I think the other thing is the Fantastic fan. That uses a pretty good chunk of power. So I'm all self-contained, self-sustaining as far as solar power. So if you guys have any questions, please hit me up in the comments. Peace.